one thing that's overarching is going with your heart or following your dreams. Why do you think that's so important?
I think it's important just because if you're not, you know, chasing the kind of life that you really want to live, then essentially you're going to be living the life that you don't want to live. And if you're living the life that you don't want to live, it's going to encourage all kinds of negative feelings and emotions and resentment that you're going to take out on yourself, on the rest of the universe, the people you love, especially. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. And you're going to be this miserable person that's contributing to all the terrible things that are out there in the world. And so if you have the courage, it's like you have two options. You can either say that you tried and have a chance of, getting that success, or you can be in the exact same place that you already are and never actually get anywhere or do anything with the life that you really want. This is your one chance. It's so important to at least say that you tried rather than to have not tried it at all, because why wouldn't you want to go for the option that gives you at least some sliver of opportunity or silver lining or light at the end of the tunnel?
If you were to come guest teach for me and you met one of my students, let's say 18 years old, just getting out of recovery from addiction, um, perhaps teen mom. I always use real life examples. And you meet this person and she just tells you that she doesn't know what she wants to do, but she doesn't want to have a boss. She wants to be her own boss. She knows she wants to be an entrepreneur, but she's young, just getting started. How would you coach her through if you had kind of like an hour to spend with her?
I would tell her that it is not the life that she thinks it is. There's such beauty in having a boss because it's somebody that is telling you what the steps are, where to get the resources from. They're supporting the educational continuation of your, journey of your career. There's so many beautiful things with having a boss for you. When you're your own boss, it's you that has to make yourself wake up early every morning and to do the work and to not get paid for it, and to spend the sleepless hours of indecision, of making very important decisions that are going to affect the rest of your business. And while it sounds so glamorous to be your own boss and your own CEO, it's a whole learning process of, they say like the CEO is the only person that hates payday. You have to be super excited to pay people what they're worth. And usually if they're really good, you should be paying them a little bit more so they don't go anywhere. And, it takes a lot to turn off the Netflix, or to, have to find the balance between family time and self-education time and self-care time and business time and all of the things that go into running your business. And if you feel like you're really good at having willpower and getting through whatever obstacle is thrown in your way, then you're going to kill it. But until you're ready to really commit to something, that's why they always say you really need to love what you do when you're an entrepreneur, just because it's something you need to like wake up thinking about how you can always make it better, and like go to bed thinking about, I loved what I did today. I made a lot of really great decisions today that I'm super proud of. And that's really, to me, like success. And it can be hard. Even some of my like mentors and things, they hit this point of success where, they got the car that they were dreaming of. They got the house finally that they were dreaming of. They got to go on the vacation that they were finally dreaming of. And like once they've hit all those like success bucket list things, then they start finding a really hard time in being able to feel happy or successful, because they no longer have that thing in front of them that they're constantly chasing to try to feel that instant gratification once they finally claimed it. And it doesn't matter how many stages they speak on or how many lives they impact, just there's like this weird ceiling of what is success after you've succeeded. And so that's why, regardless of what you might see anywhere on social media, you really have to love what you're doing.
How did you know that it was time to go from acting into more of the business side of film?
My very first set. It was an internship. It was a big movie that was being filmed down here. It was Dwayne Johnson and The Rock. I was like assigned to him to kind of like give him his cue for the scene. And it was probably like a 3 hour process. It was a really long shoot that day. And he is the kindest person. And he was constantly stopping set to like go and manage, celebrityness of, signing autographs. And every time we'd go take a bathroom break, he'd always give somebody the time of day, and which is what you're supposed to do, not saying that he did the wrong thing. Like, he's just that nice of a person and loves his fans so much. And if you ask for his attention and time, he will 100% devote it to you, even at the cost of our film.
In terms of kind of wrapping all these things, we've talked about a lot of stuff: teaching, coaching, learning, life. Um, and I do have a couple theme questions that I'd like to ask everyone. But before we move on to those, is there any last thoughts that maybe something you've struggled with, you didn't expect, or a real highlight moment, or just anything that you feel we would have left out if we don't touch on?
I mean, you'll probably relate to this. My emotional stability that I've had to gain through like patience and understanding with my 3-year-old has taught me so much about my business. We're kind of following some like Montessori stuff because we're sending into a Montessori school. And even though our house is definitely not Montessori at all, Montessori is about being like emotionally available for your child, and disciplining them in a way that doesn't shame their emotions or make them, question their emotional problem solving. It just encourages them. And learning how to do that for him taught me how to do that for myself. So if I was feeling self doubt, or if I was feeling anxious, or if I was feeling angry, instead of trying to just be happy all the time, it taught me how to step into those things and ask myself, why am I feeling those things? And giving myself a space to feel those things and work that out, instead of just pushing through and it'll get better one day when we're successful and we're rich and blah, 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 and we'll be happy one day. When I started just getting happy with where I am now, everything changed. I started feeling, I mean, just happy. I was happy to be a mom. I was happy to be a wife. I was happy to be stuck at home COVID-19 with my husband. I was happy to be working on an online business, where even though I love being with people, I can't go to networking events anymore. Like, I still found a way. And I think that that's just finding that emotional self-awareness with yourself is such an important thing, and allowing yourself to be angry, and especially with what's going on in the world today. Like, it's okay to not have the answers, and it's okay to not really be sure what to say. But as long as you're finding a way to help others and finding a way to help yourself, you'll be okay.
What about something that you yourself are learning right now?
I am learning that everybody likes to sell you this like super sexy piece of cake, that it's, this 5-step program, this blah, blah. You just got to do X, Y, and Z, and it's going to come to you. And it's a lot more than that. And I don't know how to make it sound really cool or philosophical, but just that, whatever somebody else's success is, even if you do it the exact same way that they do it, doesn't guarantee you success. The only thing that's going to guarantee you success is just to keep trying and keep shifting, and to keep altering what's not working, and not blaming it on somebody else or something else or some system or some platform or something going on in society. To just find a way to make it work. And that's going to be a much better education that's going to help you so much more in the long run anyway. That don't let it make you resentful. To just be grateful and go with the flow, and know that it's leading you to where you're supposed to be anyway.